G'day, I'm Alister Christie. I thought I'd make this blog post outside. I haven't made one for a while, so I enjoy a little bit of sun before I have to get back to work. A few things I'd like to sort of talk about. The first is you're probably aware that I've been making some commercial videos, as well as I've got my website, learndelphi.tv, which used to be codeguru.com. The new name is far better. You can still get there via the old URL, but anyway. So I have about 70 odd, possibly more 75 or so, videos on learndelphi.tv, which are free. I now have 2 commercial ones. I've just finished my second one recently. We'll be starting on the third very shortly. So they're based around building VCL apps. So basically we just look in great detail at various VCL, the various components, and iterate through all the properties and how to link things up and all that kind of thing. And yeah, go into a huge amount of detail and build some sample applications and that kind of thing. So I think mostly beneficial to people new to Delphi but have programmed before. But I certainly learned stuff making the videos, so even if you're quite experienced in programming Delphi, I think you'd probably learn quite a bit. And given the price of the videos, they effectively cost you more to, if you're a professional developer, it'll cost you more to watch them than it will to actually buy them. The time is money adage. So the actual price of them is pretty irrelevant. At least I would hope so for most developers. And certainly most of the people who've bought part 1 have also gone on to buy part 2, which is quite good. It is some sort of so it indicates to me that the videos are worthwhile, and so I'll hopefully continue to make them. At least I'll do a part 3. So I've been trying to sort of organise the advertising. So I've got a Google landing page, and I've invested a whopping great $4 a day in my advertising website. So start small. In fact, I started at $2 a day, and I've increased that. I was originally just going to the home page, which is not really a good idea. But so I've now got a landing page with a bit of video on it and stuff. So that's all good, and I'm also just experimenting with advertising on delphibasics.co.uk, which is an excellent Delphi resource. Lots of learning material on there, which I encourage people to look at, certainly if you're new in Delphi. Leaves falling all around me. So it's getting on towards winter here in New Zealand. It's actually a beautiful sunny day, but it's been really cold. Yeah, so I need to do an advert in the Delphi magazine, the Blaise Pascal magazine, but I've been procrastinating about that, partly because I'm not sure what to do for it, so I need to sort that out this week. Yeah, if you've it's a side note, if you've seen my part 2 video, you probably didn't, but you may have noticed that my Windows theme goes from the sort of black theme to blue, and at that point my SSD died, so my hard drive failed. It would run for about 5 minutes and then just disconnect. So it was my primary boot drive. And yeah, the company that I bought it from, notebookcity.co.nz, sometimes doesn't pay to go the cheapest, went out of business. So it took me quite a long time to get a replacement drive. So I had a petition on one of my, I've got a pair of 3 20 gig drives which are striped, I've had those for a few years. So I just had a spare petition on that, which I made the boot drive. It's a bit of a mission. So yeah, it worked out, and I got a replacement from in the end. So I tried to track down the original importer, but didn't have any success. There are 3 companies in New Zealand that import OCZ gear, so I had it as an OCZ Vertex 2, if you're wondering. And yeah, so there's the importers iWay, playtech.co.nz, and pbtech.co.nz. And pbtech were the last people I contacted. They said it wasn't one of theirs, but they replaced it for me, which was pretty good. I'm not sure how. They obviously get some sort of credit with the OCZ, which is really good. So I was just really impressed with their service. So that was their wholesale division. So I've bought some stuff from the retail division, some couple other SSDs and 3 terabyte, well, actually a couple of 3 terabyte external hard drives. Yeah. So anyway, so if you're in New Zealand and buying stuff online, I can recommend PBTech. Also recommend Ascent. They've been pretty awesome in the past with sorting out replacements and what have you. Anyway, so it's a digression that for 99.9% of people who are going to watch this, buying stuff from New Zealand websites is not probably not something you're going to be doing. So I'll be making some more videos shortly, some free ones, and I'll be starting my part 3. And also going to be doing another video after I've done part 3. I'll be doing another video, but it won't be on Delphi specifically, but it will be relevant to Delphi programmers. Sort of top secret at the moment, hush hush. So, but I just registered the domain name for it. So I will be making. So my partner Jackie owns a property management company, and she used to run some software I wrote, but it was not adequate enough. It didn't have enough features, so she's running another product, which I shall not name. And in many ways, it's pretty horrible. The UI is hideous, and it's quite painful to use, but it's quite well, full featured. It's just the usability is not very good. And one of the things that Jackie and her team wanted to be able to do nice and easily is print flyers. So if they print sort of window card type things to go in their window display and hand out to people, and get a printer list of properties that they've got available for rent, which they can actually do very readily from. Well, they can, but there's no selection process. Like they can print all the available rentals, but not, for instance, if someone walks in on the street and they say they want a rental property with 3 bedrooms and in this price range, they can't do that from their software. So I wrote a really simple application that. So a bit more background information. There's a website in New Zealand called trademe.co.nz. Now, there is no eBay in New Zealand. Well, there might be, but no one ever uses it. Although in saying that, I did buy something off eBay the other day. I had to buy a replacement power supply for a hard drive, external hard drive. But anyway, so TradeMe is the sort of online auction place in New Zealand, and they do real estate and cars and stuff as well. And although you don't do it's more of a listing stuff on TradeMe rather than actually auctioning a house on TradeMe. I don't think that's ever been done. But so my partners has their rental properties on TradeMe. And TradeMe has an API to be able to upload and download and all that kind of stuff. So I use the API to download the listings and then be able to produce flyers from that. So I'll probably produce a video on that, which I think it's quite nice to be able to write a full application that's actually being used. I did my key tags one, which you may have already watched. It's pretty basic, but I've got quite a few thumbs up on YouTube based on that. Sort of high proportion of people have given me that. Yeah, so I'll probably, I might do it in multiple parts because it might be sort of probably over half an hour of recording, and I'll probably just spread that out, so it'll be 2 or 3 parts. And so, well, lastly, I've applied to become a Embarcadero technology partner and community evangelist. You have to manually handwrite forms to apply, and my handwriting has just become appalling. I hardly write anything down by hand, rather than sort of rough notes. Yeah, my handwriting has degenerated quite considerably. So hopefully they'll be able to read that, and the official way of getting them the forms back is by fax, which I found quite amusing. It's would have been very high tech in the 80s, I suppose, but I think. But I photographed mine and emailed them in with my phone. That seemed to produce images of enough clarity. So hopefully I'll get accepted into both those programs. That'll be really good. I need more promotion for my videos. I would like to be able to do these videos full time, but I'm a long way off producing enough income. People have been buying them, which is good, and as I said, buying part 2. Go buy them. They're really good. And they're just a tiny investment in money-wise. And yeah, so people from all over the world, it's quite interesting. Mostly in English-speaking countries, but a couple from New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, the US, UK, Eastern Europe, South America. So probably covered most of the continents so far. But anyway, that's really cool. So yeah, I will probably look at other fields I can make videos in as well, that I'm reasonably knowledgeable in, that have wider appeal. Delphi is quite well, it is pretty popular, but it's not Java or C#. If you look at the TOB index, I think Delphi's been doing quite well on it, Delphi and Pascal, but in terms of market share of programming languages, is not huge. But I think Embarcadero are doing the right sort of things at the moment with supporting iOS, OS 10, and hopefully Android shortly, and Linux. It'd probably be some of the, I remember with Java was the write once, test everywhere. I suspect it'll be very similar. I don't think there's any way you can get around, well, particularly UI type stuff. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to finish there. Well, kind of would like to say, well, one of the things I would like to do with my videos in the future is, in making the video, it's kind of like selling shareware. So, I'm selling the videos. It's a very similar process. So, I'd like to do some videos on, getting a website up and running quickly, and Google advertising, and being able to sell your product, and the content delivery and all that kind of thing, which would be pretty cool. But I would like to get my a series on building VCL apps done, which would probably take forever. I've recorded two parts so far. It's 12 hours, and I've only covered a small percentage, sort of about 60 components so far. So hopefully I'll cover another 40 or so in part 3, and then I'll probably do some specific ones. I'll probably move on to doing data aware stuff, and using stuff with the indie components, so the internet, sort of, HTTP, FTP, SMTP type, sending emails, sending HTML emails, and that kind of stuff, which is all quite handy. Yeah, and I think you don't get rich by doing your day job. Certainly, I've earned quite reasonable salary doing programming using Delphi, but the amount of money I've managed to put aside from my income is completely dwarfed by the money I've made in real estate. So buying property and sort of doing it up and renting it out, which is it's good fun. So I mean, if you have a desire for wealth, you need to look at what you're doing in your spare time. So if you've got skills in Delphi, then developing some shareware or something like that, or writing a book. Although there is a few people doing that now, which is quite good. Marco Cantu, Bob Swart, and Kerry Jensen. I think Kerry Jensen will write another book. He's been doing a lot of blog posts on live bindings, and that would be a book on that would be really cool. But anyway, I'll probably be doing live bindings as a video in probably part 4 or so. Probably tie it into the data aware stuff. Part 3, certainly, I haven't decided what I'm going to cover as yet, but certainly I haven't covered list view or tree view at the moment, which are some very significant components that need coverage. I'm kind of avoiding them because they're very significant components with lots of properties and stuff. Take me a long time to do them. But anyway, so I will have another video for you hopefully this week, and get some advertising sorted out for the Delphi magazine, which if you're not subscribed to, it's definitely worth looking at. It's I can't remember the domain name. It's probably blazepascal.something.com maybe, but just to search for the Delphi magazine, you'll probably find it. So yeah, okay. So this is me signing off. Thanks for watching. Go buy my videos and all that. But yeah, let me know. You can. There's a feedback thing on my website, so you can post me stuff if necessary, or just email me at Alister, ALISTE, at learndelphi.tv. So yep. If you've endured towards the all the way through this this video, I hope my rantings are somewhat at least amusing or informative. I don't know. But thanks for watching. I'm Alister Christie.